Is that my honey bunny? Hello, how are you? It's late Thursday night. I just got into work. We're here for our weekly romance reading, lovingly referred to as Thursty Thursday. How is everyone? Of course, you probably see this by Freaky Friday. So, yeah, but you know what? It's our little late show, so you see it when you see it. Doesn't really matter though, because the reading really just applies whenever you happen to catch it. And I feel like the timing, you know, there's always divine timing involved. And if you see, you know, a title that sticks out to you on a video, it can have a message for you. It really doesn't matter when it's from, really. Spirit can speak to you in many ways, and time and space really aren't hindrances for spirit. So, all right. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. We had a nice busy night at the restaurant. Nothing too insane though, nothing crazy, but it was just like as busy as you can be, but like I was never weeded, I was never insane, and it was really super awesome. And I even lost a table at one point because it became part of my my nephew's wife's large party table, and I still like ended up making more money on some nights when I have like a million more tables. It's so funny how that works out. I love those nights when it's like a very high value low sweat night. Those are always good. All right, let's see what we need to know for our love life this week. I will say that last night's workshop, the Tarot Oracle workshop for the full moon in Gemini, was lit, son. Like, you need to go watch it. There was a pretty hopeful romance reading. I feel something brewing for all of us, hitting a turning point. Something is stirring. If you aren't already booed up or in a relationship, you could be meeting someone soon that you hit it off with. So we'll see what happens. Let's check in tonight and see what the cards are going to tell us for the next week or so. Yes. So what should we be aware of in regards to our love life? How should we approach our love life this week? Are we putting it out there? Are we hanging back? Are we loving ourselves first? Let's hope it's not forgiving and learning. Oh, give your relationship a chance. Okay, my favorite 90s country music couple here. Don't tell my heart, my aching break it out. Work on your partnership. So we had heart-to-heart talks come up in our romance reading during the Gemini workshop. And so I think that this is a continuing theme. If you're already in a relationship, then it's time to determine within yourself to do the work, make the changes. You can communicate your side to your partner, but you can't control anyone else. You can't make anyone else do the work. The only thing you can control is your own growth, your own evolution. And in Kabbalah, we learned that if you are doing the soul correction and the work, then you may be blessed with a moment where your partner like spontaneously kind of elevates with you, or you might have a situation where your partner doesn't vibrate with you anymore and they exit. And that happened to me, but it was better. It was great. So, you know, give your relationship a chance. It's always good to put the work in before you think that it's better to just leave. Like, really, the same problems are probably going to be waiting for you. I mean, not in extreme circumstances where there's like abuse involved, or like maybe someone has like an extreme personality disorder, but then you could attract those types again, depending on why you were with that person in the first place. So unless you're being abused or something, know that really like the breakup isn't necessarily the best answer, because the grass might not be greener. Very likely you will end up with a very similar partner again if you haven't learned the lesson, if you haven't done the work, if you haven't made the changes, and you aren't doing things differently now. and you'll run into those similar problems again. So it's always best to do what you can to work on yourself, give the relationship a chance, work on the relationship, and see what happens then, before you're like, you know, just like throwing your hands up in the air and resigning yourself to defeat. Maybe there's something still worth working on. If there is, if this is like a new thing or a new suitor, I would say, instead of over analyzing it or like wondering like, oh, yay or nay, like what's going on, just go about your life and just see how it unfolds. What if you did nothing? What if you just let them do their thing and you did your thing? And then, because like more than likely, if people like you, like they come back around. Like they don't forget, unless they're just not that into you and they move forward, and then by then you've moved on. So get busy doing your own thing. Don't count people off completely. You never know. There's a bunch of weird energetic stuff in the air, and there has been for weeks. So let the dust settle. Don't make any big sudden crazy moves. Don't count anybody off yet. Just give it a chance, right? Just chill. Just do your thing, right? Just don't blow a gasket. See what happens. All right, we're giving it a chance. What is this? Ooh, that's like 3 cards. Is that all the cards? I kind of feel like we need to just like pick these 3. Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm game. Are you? All right, healing family issues. Okay, so that goes right along in. I'm not going to peek at the other ones yet, but that goes right along in with what we were talking about doing the work in your current relationship, or while you're single before you get into the next one, to change what is in the subconscious that's driving those patterns. It's like having an operating system in your hard drive that's setting you up for the same relationship patterns and problems to happen and play out again and again. Because ultimately, you kind of bring the same energy. And so then after a while, it probably creates a similar response. And then you're back to responding in your similar fashion. You see how that plays out. So what we need to do to disrupt those patterns is become first aware of them, and then make the connection about how they rooted, where they're rooted from, and how they started. And that has to do with healing family issues, because most of these issues were implanted very early in your childhood, like between the ages of 0 and 7. I mean, some things, you know, you develop kind of like complexes and stuff in your adolescence, and through those, you know, through a lifetime of relationships, you know, you get like the wear and tear and the jaded layers over time. But the deepest roots go back to healing family issues. We also had recently healing father issues that had come up. I believe it was in our manifestation reading on Tuesday. So maybe continue on your healing father themes. Bring mom into the picture too. Heal the whole family. You know, throw some healing to your brother and your sister. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That is true too, because a lot of like codependent issues obviously arise in relationships due to what we witnessed in our parents and how we were interacting with our parents, and what we didn't get from our parents. We feel like we need to win that over in a partner, and it's like subconsciously we think like, oh, well, if I was able to win my partner over, then that replaces like what, you know, not being able to win my parents over or whatever. So codependency can be healed with like seeing the connections in those parent relationships. Also, a tendency to enmesh oneself and be like, feel like you're held responsible for your partner's emotions or whatever. And that might be because you had to really tend to your parents' emotions. Maybe you had to really placate them and, you know, be really, maybe they were really high maintenance, or maybe it was just like they were really extreme and it was like only their needs mattered or whatever. But consider that. And there's something on the tip of my brain that I keep almost saying. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Oh yes. So sex drive issues in relationships have to do with inner child healing and patterns and things that played out because of parent stuff too. So healing the inner child, healing parent issues are really going to help you heal your love life. That's probably the things that are blocking you and preventing you from having a thriving relationship that you're in, or preventing you from resonating with a partner and like maintaining that resonance. All right, what are the other what a mixed bag, people. Pay attention to red flags. The signs are cautioning you. But then it was followed by open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. So this is what I think. I think that no matter who we're dealing with, there's always going to be some red flags. And there's always going to be healing family issues. And we're always going to have to give the relationship a chance, because no relationship is perfect. No person is perfect. So stop being so rigid and feeling like everything has to be like absolutely perfect before you're allowed to see it out, right? Like, we're never gonna meet a perfect person. We're gonna meet flawed people. The whole point of being in a relationship is to grow your soul through being with someone who mirrors your strengths and weaknesses and is compatible and like kind of rubs up against those edges as well. So it's only realistic to expect some work to be done in a relationship. But for the most part, I think there should be compatibility. I think that there should be a mutual exchange, an equal matching of energy. Obviously, mutual respect, mutual investment, but just take things slow. Don't lock yourself up and feel unsafe to love, because then your heart will be shut down and you will never let anyone in. You will continue to have this wall up. So don't be so hard on yourself if you start getting to know somebody and then it's like, nah, maybe not. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world if you date someone and then it doesn't continue on. It's not the end of the world, It's like there's other fish in the sea. So give it a chance, pay attention to the red flags and address those issues as they come up. And if they're really serious and they're not if they're crossing boundaries, then move on to the next person. Call it off. But you can't shut yourself off from giving people a chance to see how it goes just to protect yourself from ever making a mistake in love, right? Like, you can't do that, because then you won't meet good people either. So you just have to give it a chance. Give yourself permission to, explore, get to know people. Take things slow. Don't trust people until they earn it, right? Don't be super vulnerable until they earn it. Don't, get super, physically intimate until you get to know someone and there's things established there, because you start bonding too soon or over investing because you've moved too quickly. So just take your time. Learn how to trust yourself by sticking with your boundaries that you've set. But yeah, don't close yourself off. Don't be too rigid. It's safe for you to love, but pay attention to red flags and follow them back when they're yours, or when the triggers grab at things in you. Follow that back to see where that might stem from. What is familiar about that storyline, that pattern from the past, right? How do you think that's connected? And then what do you think you should do going forward? I would say when someone keeps throwing out red flags, it's not a good sign. But at the same time, no one is going to be perfect. So it's like, you just kind of have to play it by ear and see what the trend is and see how the patterns are playing out. But don't tolerate like things. Don't ignore. Address them. Hold your boundaries. Speak your truth. And if it keeps being a problem, then I would say move on. And that's another thing. It's like, I know I was talking about earlier, like give your relationship a chance before you break up. That's when you're already in a commitment, like, and you're in it and you've been in it, like work on it. But like if you're in the early phases and you're not in a committed relationship, then don't work on it. If it's not working out and like someone's not being like a good partner, they're not shaping up to be good, it's probably not going to get better, right? So in the early phases, cut your losses, keep moving. In later phases though, like you've already loved this person, you've already been compatible for a long time, and like it's just starting to get stale, then try to stick it out, try to change, try to see if it works out. And if it's not going to, then the relationship will begin to dissolve, but you'll both feel like relaxed, like you gave it your best shot. Yeah. Pay attention to red flags and it is safe for you to love. For fuck's sake. Let's pull one last card. To clarify, like how do we resolve this? Like what is, okay, so what bridges the gap between these red flags and it is safe for us to love? What do we need to know? Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. This is silly. So this is fucking stupid. Let's pull another one that's pretty vague. Okay, so it's like, it's safe for you to love. Maybe it's just like have fun. Have fun, see where it goes. Don't take things too, seriously. Just see what happens. Stay optimistic about your love life. There you go. That's more like it. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. See how things play out. If, there's a pause in activity or whatever, just chill. Just go about your business. Just keep exploring your options, and, those options, they always circle back, right? They always come back. Let's see. Let's review. Don't tell my heart it can break it heart. Just don't think it'll understand. Give your relationship a chance. Probably has to do with healing family issues, so follow those triggers back to your subconscious to see what patterns are coming from where. Pay attention to red flags, but don't lock yourself off from love. Give things a shot. Take it slow. Just don't over-invest. Stay optimistic and just have fun. Enjoy holiday time. Enjoy the holiday season. And don't overthink it. All right, you guys. I hope that y'all have a good rest of your day or a good evening or whenever you're watching this. I hope you get some love in your life, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Go watch my Gemini full moon workshop. It's really, really good. Also, subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow this channel, get my messages out to a wider audience, so you can help me by becoming a subscriber and like this video and comment if you will, and share it and save it and turn on the bell for notifications and do all the things, because every time you take an action, it like helps me get out into the reach, and eventually I'll get like higher up on those like sidebars and in that like suggested video tab and all of those things. So y'all help me out. All right, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Ciao.